Hello, my name's Sergeant Katie Morn of the Rural Affairs Unit for Avon and Somerset Police.
Rural crime refers to offences that occur in a rural area which directly or indirectly affects a farming, rural business or rural communities. Common rural crimes include theft of farm vehicles and machinery, theft of livestock, poaching and hare coursing. Organised crime groups are behind many of these illegal activities. The outcomes can be devastating.
The financial and mental strain is just horrendous.
It's horribly frustrating, it's expensive, and one feels really hard done by, quite cross, quite angry about things.
When we get a report of somebody out, with a lamp in the fields, we have to all get out of bed and go and make sure our animals are okay.
It's immediately a cost, and we run some fairly fine lines in farming, in the times of year when cash flow is really difficult, and replacing equipment now these days is more difficult as well. I mean, you can be left horribly exposed, having lost something relatively simple from your machinery that can leave you very exposed from getting on with your day-to-day job.
One of the ways we support our farmers is by conducting crime prevention visits, which is something we'll be doing today.
This is one of our trailers, and we'd really appreciate your advice on whether there's anything else we can do to make sure it stays safe.
Yeah, brilliant. So what we want to look at really is best practice when it comes to crime prevention. So initially that's going to start with when you're purchasing your trailer, because not every trailer is bought straight off. It's not bought from new. If you're buying it second hand, there are ways that you can look to make sure that it is legitimate and it isn't stolen. So firstly, you want to look at contacting the equipment register, where you can get the serial numbers from your trailer, and then you can run it through them and they can check that it hasn't been reported stolen or been claimed on insurance. So that's your first point of call. Then what you want to do is you want to take a slow walk around your trailer just to make sure it's all legitimate. Firstly, one of the simple things to look out for is your hitch lock, and making sure that that lock is all intact. If that's been punched out, then that's a little bit of sign that something might be up. You want to think about the security that you can put in place. So for instance, you want to be putting in a hitch lock that's going to prevent that being hitched up.
Yep.
Look at a good lock that's going to be secured by design. That means that it's being tested to a higher level so that it's going to take longer to break into. Then what you want to do is you want to start at the A-frame here, and what you want to do is you need to have a look around slowly, and on this particular type, this is Knifer Williams, and a lot of the newer ones will have more security features, but what you want to start with, best practice for you, is making sure that the plate's in place here, and it's got all the serial numbers on it. You've also got your engraved and etched numbers. If they're all in place, that's good. And all your checks work out, then what you want to do is also start taking photos of all of those to ensure that you've got a record of that. If these, for instance, if these have been taken out and then there's holes in there, then you're going to start to be worried along with the hitch lock being punched out, because why is that plate off? They've been riveted on, they don't just fall off. So just look at that, and then you want to start asking some questions. Then as you work your way around, you just essentially want to take photos of all the property, anything that's distinctive about it. If you've got any dinks, bumps, any different lights or anything along those lines, then make sure you record those. And when you bought it, if you buy it from a reputable dealer, you can register it with them under your name, or if you've bought it through through the manufacturer directly, make sure you register it with them as well. Once you sell it on, make sure it's re-registered so that we've got an audit trail. Then what you want to look at is some security marking. Now there's a variety of companies out there that can provide security marking. One here is Data Tag, and that is just a line of defence that's a three-stage approach, so that you can record your property firstly if it's stolen, so your name is linked to this, but it will start with your overt plate here. So that shows that it's been marked. Then you've got a chip on there which can be scanned and registered to you. And then on top of that, if all of those have taken off, and if you come to a trailer and you see something like this and there's just an outline and no sticker, again, that's a flag to be concerned about. But also on the back of that, you'll have UV glue all around this trailer in all sorts of different places, that if it is stolen and recovered, we can then find that glue and return the property to its rightful owner, which is a great system for us to be able to use. So what we tend to do as well is we'll give out some leaflets here that will assist you in looking at that online. These sort of kits can be under £100, they're not a huge cost. When you're thinking about the cost of this trailer to replace it, the waiting time you've got, bearing in mind the second-hand market at the moment. We also look at doing a specific security assessment that we've made bespoke for farms, so that we can then look at your property from the gate in and assess where your weak areas are, what we can improve, and just kind of make your brain think about what you can do to help yourself and not necessarily any extra cost. So that's something that we've given out. All officers have got access to that, so that they don't have to remember all that information. They can come out and assist you, and it helps both of us, and this can be recorded directly onto our systems. And then also what we've got here as well is we've got a sticker that we put on to our trailers and other machinery, which encourages officers to stop between a certain time, and it is just there purely so that if a police officer comes behind some kit, they are encouraged to then stop it, speak with the driver and understand whether it's been legitimately driven or not.
I know it's to my advantage, but you know, tractors and plant tend to come with the Caesar triangles on them, which is a pretty big saving to us, because that takes a lot of the effort away from us as farmers. It's already registered and well worth looking out for. But there's simple things in and around a tractor. I know we, often out in the fields, we like to try and park ours away in a barn so they're locked away. But if they are left out, simple things like removing keys can be a good idea. And the other one, of course, is the trustee taking the sat navs off the roof of them and getting them away and locking them in the workshop. Pretty easy to do, but very easy to nick as well as take off ourselves. So
yeah,
we're aware these are things we need to just do for ourselves.
Absolutely. Those GPSs are worth a huge amount of money, and there is a huge industry in organised crime in stealing them. So you just need to make sure that those are registered as well. You can get security marking systems for those. And again, like you say, it's just that simple act of the evening when you've put your machine away is taking it off the roof. It's so important, and it will save you so much money and so much time. When that machine is then left inoperable, if it's taken, you can't then carry on your work. So it seems like a fairly straightforward task that needs to be done at the end of the day.
I know my insurance company too quite like the Caesar, and we let them know when we buy a new piece of kit and we've got the Caesar on there. In fact, I believe it helps our insurance premium as well.
Yeah.
So there's a win-win all round here.
Absolutely.
One good way of protecting your tools is forensically marking the kit. It's a UV glue with millions of little data dots inside that are unique to you. So you set up an account. It's unique to you. You can upload all your details of your various tools, machinery and bits and pieces, serial numbers, photographs, such like. This actually mark it in several places, keeping it away from any obviously vents or mechanisms, and it identifies that and combats theft. The 3 Ds, okay, deter.
Yeah.
So signage on gates, that could be a deterrent. So
Yeah.
farm watch, private land keep out, CCTV operating in this area.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a deterrent. They start thinking twice whether to enter that bit of land or come onto your farmland.
Yeah.
Delay, so thinking about locking your buildings, keep them locked, doors shut, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Keeping your locks done on your gates as well.
Yeah.
Is that physical barrier? If the perimeter is sort of looked after, the rest of it inside sometimes generally.
Yeah.
And detect, you've got your CCTV,
Yeah.
your property marking,
Yeah.
and such like, which we spoke about earlier on. All right, so
Yeah.
that just simplifies the crime prevention, really, the 3 Ds.
Yeah.
Deter, delay, detect.
Yeah.
It's also important that people know how to report crime and suspicious activity, however large or small. Call 999 if it is happening at the time, or you can call 101 if you're calling to report an incident that has already happened. Alternatively, you can head to our website and make a report online. We work closely with our communities, keeping each other informed of any horse or rural related incidents via Farm Watch and Horse Watch schemes. They are easy to join, and you can find details on our website. If you would like us to arrange a crime reduction visit to your property or find out about property marking, please contact us.